Hi guys. What we're talking about in this video is the poem Love by Van Boland. And this one I think is probably one of my favourite poems. I think I may have mentioned that once or twice already. Well, what's beautiful about it is that it weaves the personal, the historical, and the philosophical. So she is working with those images from Virgil's The Aeneid, where Aeneas visits the underworld, and there are some dark images there around hell and the underworld and crossing the river Styx. And so she talks about how she creates, I suppose, that mythical, magical scene again in that dusk light, the same as she does in this moment. However, in this case, she's sort of mourning the loss of those early years of a relationship where things are intense and the butterflies, and you're thinking about what to wear, and you're trying to portray a certain image, and then over time those feelings start to change and they're replaced by different ones like comfort and security and things like that. So she's kind of looking back at that time, and I suppose on the back of our story in this moment, she didn't appreciate what she had. She didn't appreciate those intense feelings at the very start, or at that time, that simple life that they had, where she sets that scene for us in the apartment where he had the Amish table, a kitchen and an Amish table, and that simple life that she had, and possibly maybe was dissatisfied with when she had it, and kind of wishes that she had have appreciated that moment more. But this is where they learned that they loved each other, and the power of love, that it had, that love had the feather and muscle of wings and had come to live with us. And what a beautiful statement that is, that idea of love landing, and choosing them and resting with them. And it's quite transcendent and otherworldly, but yet quite realistic as well, that idea of the bird, or love as a bird, or something as elemental and important to us as fire and air and water. And it's something that we all need. And she talks us through some of the things that happened to her, that they had a child who got really sick and almost died. And then the stanzas take a turn. They become shorter, more structured. The third stanza is only 4 lines long, and she opens it with, "I am your wife." We speak easy to each other, they hear each other, they respect each other, and that's more important than any other sort of butterflies that might have gone in the past, that respect and honesty and clarity. But she confesses a desire to return to her partner as he was then, in the past, which is of course impossible, which sort of invokes that sense of the myth, the legend. She's desiring something that is only possible in fairy tales or stories. And she sees him as a hero in a text, which I think is quite a beautiful image, because we can create our own hero, and we can put whatever image we want to into that statement. She's allowing the reader to become part of the story, and she sees him as a blazing image on a golden page, which is heroic, and I want to say worshipping, but not in a patriarchal way, you know what I'm like, but in a really, I suppose, admirable sort of way, that she looks up to him and she admires him for all that he is and all that he's been through, and how he has supported her through everything as well. And she cries out sort of in the end with a rhetorical question, will we ever love so intensely again? And it makes us feel quite sad for her, because we can see that her husband is quite comfortable and happy in this present moment, and she can't quite, I suppose, again appreciate this moment that she has with him in the present, and she's nostalgically looking back, and it's sort of solemn and regretful at the end, because she must accept that she can't go back into the past, be with him in the past. So her words are a shadow, and essentially they change nothing, and that's quite sad to finish with.